My name's Mark Roberts, CEO of Watson's Children's Shelter. Watson's Children's Shelter has a long history of providing safety and security to not only children in Western Montana, but all of Montana. It started back in 1977 with Janice Watson out of her little house on 4th Street that was a Jack and Jill daycare that quickly turned into an emergency shelter for children that didn't have a place to go in the dead of night as they were taken away from abuse, neglect, and abandonment. Over the course of the next few decades, that need grew, so much so that we are able to open our first shelter on the Fort Missoula campus here in Missoula, leading to us opening our second location out near Blue Mountain. In total, here at Watson's Children's Shelter, we have 28 bedrooms, caring for kids 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
There's a lot outside of Watson in the reality of what's going on in Montana, across the state, for families and the increase in need for shelter care for children. So we're a crisis shelter. We're there in the middle of the night. We are there if there's a planned removal, so a family can receive the treatment they might need in order to reunify. But a couple of factors really contribute to an increased need. One, during COVID, we lost a lot of services across the state. It was very difficult for agencies to stay afloat, and the capacity for about 120 beds, or in other words, places for 120 kids, closed. Some of those are reopening now, which is good news, but until then we are even a more crucial service. The other reality is when a child is removed from their family, it takes on average over a year for the reunification process to work. We're a place where the child can be safe, where the family can visit their child, take their child out if that's appropriate, all of those different pieces. Adoption is another route for some kids who don't get to go home to their families, but from beginning to end, the average amount of time for adoption in the state is about 3 years. So it's really crucial for us to be that landing spot for families and children.
I don't think it would be possible for us to overstate just how grateful we are to the Missoula community and so many folks throughout Montana that support us. At the end of the day, it's just the fundamental reality that we could not do what we do and provide for children in crisis without that private support.
Hi, my name is Fern, and I've been lucky enough to hold a variety of positions within Watson, which has let me have kind of a unique experience of developing relationships with our kids. I've had some really incredible experiences taking kids out into nature, particularly to the river. And I remember being able to take one of our younger kids down through the trails, and it was her first time ever climbing a tree. And she was so scared and so nervous, and I told her, I'm standing right here, and if you fall, I'll catch you. She said, promise? And I said, I promise. And so she went up just a little bit higher. And before she came down, she leaned in, and I could just barely hear her whisper to the tree, thank you, tree.
My work here at Watson Children's Shelter includes connecting children to services such as dental, medical, and therapeutic services. And what is special for me in doing that is seeing children for the first time, maybe experiencing the dentist and they have a little hesitation about that, and being their safe adult there with them to hold their hand is really such an honor for me. And also, gathering things that they may not have had before, like brand new snow boots or a traditional birthday party with cake and friends and gifts. Seeing them enjoy that and really experience that for the first time is really exciting for us as a staff and as their caregivers.
A wonderful thing about Watson as an organization is that not only do we meet the needs of children in crisis with our shelter care program, we're also devoted to preventing child abuse from ever happening in the first place. About 5 years ago, we launched our Healthy Foundations program, which is rooted in one of the most rigorously research-based models in the nation, Healthy Families America. And what it is a home visitation program. Our Healthy Foundation staff meets with families that either are expecting a child or had a child recently that just need an extra little bit of support. And our Healthy Foundation staff just does such tremendous work. They, on average, have 30 families that they meet with in a given year, and they conduct over 500 home visits with those families, again, in any given year.
Hi, my name's Kirsten Falk. I'm one of the shelter care managers, and I actually manage over at the Fort location, over at Fort Missoula. And I just wanted to share a couple stories about our kids. I went to a school accommodations meeting for one of our kids, and as the teacher was sharing about this kid's strengths and what he talks about in school, the teacher shared that he really likes to talk about what he does outside of school with and all the activities he does with his family. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait, is that what he said? Those are the words he used? And she was like, yeah, he called you guys his family. And she said, because that's a testament to the staff over there at the Fort that make him feel so comfortable and loved. And that my eyes started to well up. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he thinks of us that way.
Hi, my name is Susanna Wicks, and I am the shelter care manager here at the Buckhouse location. As I'm sure many of you know, the children at Watson's come from really, really traumatic backgrounds in relation to abuse and neglect. And we want to provide a safe, nurturing home for these kiddos, a home that they can come to and play, have fun, and know that adults are going to take good care of them no matter what. There's so many cool stories that come from this place. There is a kiddo that I worked with that was around 3 years old. And this child came here so scared. I had to tell him he was going to be okay, that these adults were going to take care of him, and that they were not going to hurt him or hit him. And that sentence meant the world to him. Within a few months, this kiddo was able to sleep in his bed safely, when in the beginning, the idea of even going to his room and sleeping in there alone was absolutely terrifying. All of our adults right now that take care of these kiddos, we call them youth counselors, really make this place what it is. I don't know what I would do without my staff. They mean the world to me, and the way that they take care of these kids is so special.
And I'm honored to be a part of this organization. An organization that started back in the 70s with Janice at her house on 4th Street, to now our 2 amazing shelters and our Healthy Foundations program. These programs could not be possible without your support, the support of the Missoula community and Montana as a whole. We're so thankful for your generosity and all that you've done for us. In this upcoming year, we're proud to celebrate our 25th anniversary of our Fort location house. Thank you to you, and thank you to everyone that has supported Watson.